Hi guys, Vanessa here. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial or training on how to use the system manually. So if you're in a desk phone only seat or an admin seat, you have to use the system manually only. You don't have any automation. There's no auto dialer for your seat unless you're in a Galaxy seat. So once you get logged into your system, which is most likely going to be the r2.ricochet.me, we've got a couple different platforms though. So check with your admin which platform you're on. So I'm in the r2.ricochet.me platform right now, and what we're going to do is we're going to stay in a busy status. You want to always stay in busy when you're in a desk phone or admin seat. You cannot go online. Online is supposed to activate the auto dialer, so if you try to go online, nothing's going to happen, and it's going to mess up your status. So you want to stay in a busy status when you're actively working inside of Ricochet. So we'll stay in busy. If I wanted to go on a break or to lunch, I could simply just restatus myself. When I come back into the office and I'm ready to work again in Ricochet, just keep yourself in a busy status. So that's how you'll change your own status in the system. Just stay in busy. Now, you're going to have to call leads manually because you don't have that auto dialer that's going to be calling those leads for you. So because you have to call manually, what you're going to want to do is find who you need to call. And you could do that by looking at your list of leads to try and find the lead that you want to call. An easier way, though, would be to filter all the leads. You can choose different statuses. So maybe you only want to call customer statuses. Or maybe you only want to call on specific statuses. You can uncheck the other ones and leave only the ones you want to call on. You can filter by all these different options and even list upload. So maybe you only want to call on a list upload that was done. You could choose your list upload. In that case, you wouldn't have to put a status because it's going to just choose the list upload. So I'm going to unselect that. And we'll go ahead and filter by all of our customers with bundle. Now that we have a nice little list here to call on, you can call manually. So all you have to do to call manually is click the little green click to call button. You don't actually have to type in anything. You could just call that lead by clicking this button. Their little pop-up screen is going to pop up for you with this dial blade where you can put your leads on hold, you can mute yourself. This voicemail option is going to be for perfect voicemails that are generic pre-recorded voicemails. So if you have a company perfect voicemail, you can use that. You can also transfer and other things on that dial blade. There is a training just on the dial blade, so make sure to watch that if you have more questions. Once this pop-up comes up, you're going to see the name, the phone number, all the information on the lead. You'll see the current status that it's in right here. If you needed to change the status for any reason, maybe they canceled everything and so you're going to change them into a win-back policy, you could change them into win-back here and press save. That's going to save your status. You can type some notes. You can add a task to remind yourself to call them at a certain time. You can put in other fields as well. And we've got our next call here. Now, the reason that that other one fell off of my list is because I've already called that lead because I have this little button on. If this little button is on, it's only going to show the leads that have not been called today. So you'll be able to call a list of leads. It's going to drop off the one that you've already called so you can easily get through your whole list and not accidentally call someone that's already been called on your list. So that's a quick little button to use whenever you're calling out on a specific set of leads. Then we have some other options here. So if you wanted to view the past activity, you could see when that lead was called. You can click on this little button here and you'll be able to go to quick actions and pull up quick actions. Now, quick actions will allow you to add a note, add a task, text messages, or check their social media profile. If they have one, it'll show up here if you have the social media turned on in your system. So I'll go ahead and close out of there, but that's how this is going to work. Now, if you go into the lead, you could go into any lead by just clicking on that lead. And in here, you'll also be able to choose the status and save it. You can look at more information on that lead down here. There's all these fields we have. You can also check any of this information here. So we've got notes, we've got tasks, status history, call history, text history, emails, etc. You can add documents if you need to, just upload a document into the system. You can check even the timeline, so just the general timeline of this lead, what happened to this lead. Here you can click to call the lead as well. So any of these green click to call buttons you'll be using, you don't actually have to dial anything. To view that pop-up page again, you can click on View Scripts. It'll bring up that pop-up page I was just on when we were on a call. So this is how that works as well. Now, hotkeys are going to be for Galaxy users only, and if you're in a desk phone or admin seat, you don't have any of the automation, so hotkeys are not going to work for you. You're going to want a status from the drop-down and press Save at the bottom. So that's how you'll be statusing in the system. We'll go ahead and close out of there. We'll go back to lead management. So that is how you'll be using the system manually, making phone calls and catching up on leads. Make sure to turn this on if you want it to drop off the leads that you've already called so you can work on that list very easily. If you have a certain filter that you're always using, like a certain set of statuses or something like that, that you're going to keep using the same one, you can actually save your filter. So if you do a filter like we already had done with these statuses, you can now save that filter by clicking the little save button and then say this is just your bundle search. Now the next time that you come in here and you wanted to do that bundle search, instead of clicking filters, selecting the statuses, clicking filter again, all you'd have to do is choose from your saved filter and it'll automatically pull those leads up for you. So go ahead and clear that again. If you're searching for leads by maybe a name or phone number, you could search here. You'll have access to all the leads in the system because you have to actually go through and look for leads to call. Now, if there isn't a lead in the system and you needed to call someone, you could just use this dial pad down here. So anywhere that you are in the system, it's going to be right here at the bottom. So you can actually type in any phone number to call down here and call manually. So if you wanted to order pizza for the office, it'd be really nice. You could do that here. And to add a lead, if you needed to add a lead, you can add a lead individually or one by one. So clicking this little add button. And for the vendor, you would want to choose manually added leads because anytime that you're adding one lead at a time, that's going to be considered manually adding. And then CID, we're going to say manually added as well. Put in that person's name, choose your status, and add the phone number, and you'll be able to save that lead in the system. So now you've got that lead inside of your system. You'll go into the lead info page. So if you need to update any more fields or any more information, maybe put some notes in here if you needed to, whatever it might be, or even click to call the lead. It's already set and all ready to go for you here. And in our chat bar, you can actually chat each other and call each other if you're in the system, and you'll be able to see everyone else's status and how long they've been in them as well. So that is it really for using the system manually. It's very easy when you're only, manually using the system. So I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy using the system.